Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Energy Out. Today's episode we're going to teach you how to take that Nest thermostat you just bought and how to install it. Okay, alright, step one with installing the Nest thermostat is you really want to gather your tools. Anything you might need to install it so you're not running all over the place before later. So what I've done is I've assembled a few things here, even though I may not need them all, but sometimes they come in handy. So the thermostat comes with a level, but I have an additional level just to mount the back plate. Sometimes you need that if you're mounting it separately from the thermostat. I also have an awl, just something to put a sharp hole in the wall, so this way you can line the screws up, so when you pull it off, if you need to put an anchor in there or the screw, you'll be able to do it a lot easier. And then of course I have a Phillips screwdriver here. I have a different size flathead screwdrivers, and they give you this. This may not do it. Hopefully it will on most cases, but this little thermostat or screwdriver they give you, it might work for most of the time, but just in case, we have some other tools here. Also a pencil. Sometimes you just want to mark where to put the hole at, so when you take it off the wall after you've leveled it, this way here you know where it's at and you mark it and then you'll be exact. And that's it for all the tools that you need. Okay, step two. Very important, you want to go and locate where your electrical panel is. Sometimes they're in the basement, such as this one here in the laundry room. Sometimes they're up in the garage or anywhere else it could be. Go down the electrical panel and you want to open it up. Now some of the panels have no markings on. It makes it a little bit more tricky. This happens to be marked where it has heat pump and fan coil. What you want to do is you want to turn the power off. And when you see all the breakers are lined up in a row, that means they're all on. If you flip it the other direction, that turns it off. So the heat pump is off, fan coil is off. So right now the system is turned off. We're okay to go ahead and now let's take the thermostat and we can change it. The next step we have is to remove the thermostat and any jumper wires. Sometimes there's a jumper wire between RC and RH. You can take that off because we don't really need it. But then again, once we take this thermostat off the wall, the jumper stays with the thermostat anyway. Then what they want you to do is label the wires. Don't ever assume on these thermostats, when you take a thermostat off the wall like I showed you earlier, don't ever assume that just because you see a yellow wire that's on Y, that's the way all thermostats are. It is not. Colors can change with all the various terminals that are on the thermostat. So what they do is they give you in your booklet, they give you these little tabs that you can peel off. And it's very simple to do. You have fingernails. So what you do is you'll take the tabs off, and then you'll take one wire off at a time, and you'll put this around it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll come right back to you. Alright, step four, now that we've turned the power off, now we're up at the thermostat. What you want to do is you want to take the thermostat wires, and you want to now take them off one at a time, and put the labels on that they gave you in the instruction booklet. We've done that, we put the labels on there, so now take the thermostat off, 2 screws, take that off, and then what you can do, this is pretty solid, so it's not in fear of going down in the hole, but if you think that this thing could fall back into the hole, that would be a problem, take a pencil and just wrap the wire around the pencil. We don't need to do that, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take the thermostat, grab your pencil, and then we're going to take this thermostat, this up without the base, and right now we're just going to center it where we want it to be, and then we're going to put a pencil mark there. So this has a level already built into it, which is a nice feature about it. So we're going to just take our pencil mark there, one here. Alright, take the thermostat off. And then that's where we're going to now make our hole. Again, this is just something that I use. It's an awl. It's got a point on it. But it does make it a little bit easier than trying to force the screw into that hole. Because if you just do this, put a little force on it. And then the same thing down here. Put a little force on that. Just push it in. Now I happen to have a wood stud here, so I'm able to do that. You gotta be careful because if there's just drywall and there's no wood behind it, you can take that screw and either A, tighten it too much, and then it'll strip it out, and your thermostat won't be solid. And if you use this here, you take away the drywall so it won't bite the screw. Alright, so we're ready to go there. We are going to use the back plate because this has some activity on the wall before, so they give you a nice back plate. They also give you this, a metal plate. That's if you have a 4-inch electrical box, that can work. But also, I used this the other day where a customer had a big hole. I had nowhere to, these 2 screws didn't work to put it on there. This did. I put this on there, I was able to grab 2 points to secure it. This goes right on top of it. There's 4 holes right here. Take it right in. And then once you do that, thermostat goes right on. Very simple. We don't need that. So we're just going to mount this. We're going to put that right over those holes that we said. All right. And then I'm going to bend the wire just so I don't want it to fall down there. That wouldn't be good. All right. And then I'm going to take this thermostat wire. I'm going to shove it through our new thermostat. This is the thermostat base. All right. So we're going to line this guy up where it needs to go. All right. I'm going to take the thermostat. I'm going to line that up as well. We're going to level in a second here, but let's just get the first screw going. And they give you 2 long screws here with it. So we're going to guide that in there. All right, now we're going to roll started. And again, they give you the nice little screwdriver. And I'm going to pick something a little bit heavier. All right, this is step 5. We mounted the thermostat. All I'm going to do is put a couple more turns on the bottom screw to tighten it up. Make sure it's level. And again, there's a built-in level in this. We're going to level that off. Tighten her up. Okay, thermostat is mounted. Now the easy part. Now we're just going to connect the wires. You'll see with the RH and RC, you don't need to use a jumper as you did on the old thermostat. You don't need that with this one. So you're just going to put it on the RC only. All right? And then we just keep on doing this to show you how quick this thing goes to put it in.
Alright, and we're going to continue. This goes on to Alright, push the wires in.
We're done. All right, step 6, hard work's over. Now the easiest part is to take the thermostat, we've turned the power back on, we're just going to push it into place, line it up with the terminals, push it in, that's it, we're done. All right, this concludes our episode on how to install a Nest thermostat. Please send us an email with any questions that you might have that you run into with the Nest thermostat, and we'll try to answer them for you. Thank you.